Hi guys, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel.
Waking up, I'm taking chances tonight.
Alright, you've made it to the final interview stage, the mock interview. You don't have a lot of time and I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to go slide by slide and I'm going to show you exactly how I would teach each slide, talk a little bit about why. There's a lot that needs to be going on in the background during your interview. So check out my video on what needs to be going on all throughout each stage of the interview when you are giving your demo or your mock. But you're looking for quick tips, so we're going to keep this quick, and I'm going to talk about how to keep this budget friendly too, so you're not spending a lot of money printing everything out. Your interviewer will probably give you the option of A or B, but be prepared for both in case they don't and they pick for you. So check out my video on B, but in this video I'm focusing on the first lesson, lesson A, My Friends and I, My Toys. Quick overview of what is going on in the top right corner where you see a letter. Each of these letters are very important and they represent a certain technique that you need to be doing as you are teaching. I will go over that in more detail, but just to begin, the first letter I means to introduce, P means to practice, apply for A, and demonstrate for D. Again, I will go over in more detail. Classroom teachers, this might look really familiar to you. All right, let's get started. The first slide, the intro slide. This slide, you need to introduce yourself, learn about the student, ask a couple meet and greet questions, and be ready to make some corrections. This is a key spot that a lot of interviewers mess up and they want to see you correct. So let's go. I'm going to show you how I would introduce myself and catch some corrections. Hello. My name is Teacher Rachel. Pro tip, have your name behind you on a tag, have a name tag, have something with your name on it. What is your name? Your interviewer is probably going to just say a one name response instead of a complete sentence. VIPKID wants you to be getting the student to answer in complete sentences. Be ready for that as a key correction in your responses throughout the lesson. They might just give one word responses. So if they say, Jan, be positive, great job. My name is Jan. My name is Jan. Awesome. I would ask two questions here to get to know your student. The first one being, Jan, how old are you? Wait for them to say their age. They may, again here, just say one response, 12. And you need to make sure they say, I am 12 years old. Great. Jan, how are you today? If they go right into, I am happy, awesome, move on to the next slide. If they just said happy, make sure they say the complete sentence, and then move on to the next slide. Next slide, the reward slide. You have lots of options here, but the two things you need to do here is introduce the reward, whichever one you decide to use, and demonstrate dragging and dropping. So this slide is interactive. You can use this as your reward and let them drag and drop the different toys into the basket, or you can come up with your own physical reward, or you can use a digital Google Slides. I use this a lot in my class where I have a Google Slide. I use it on my phone as I'm teaching and I hold it up and I let them choose. They click on it, it's interactive, they receive points. There are all sorts of types of things you can do with the Google Slide. That's an option. You can use a physical reward, like I have this guy that I'll demonstrate throughout this lesson as a racetrack, or there is already an interactive reward built into the lesson. So if you want to save money, just use the interactive slide. That's an easy option. If you like to have a little bells and whistles, show that you can extend, you can come up with unique rewards for your kids, do something different. But no matter what, you need to demonstrate how to drag and drop because that will continue throughout the lesson and they need to know how to do that. So here's how I teach the slide. Jan, if you do a good job, you get to race around the track and collect stars. Jan, what color do you like? Red car, yellow car, or Green car. Which one? Awesome, Jan. Okay. Drag and drop a toy. Use your mouse or finger. Drag and drop. Demonstrate dragging one of the different toys into the basket. Let them drag and drop. Demonstrate that for them. Have them do that. Make sure they can do that before moving on. Once they've done that, I would be positive and move on to the next slide. Great job, Jan. All right, let's start. Are you ready? I am ready. Let's go. Move on. All right, for this next slide, you see the first letter you're going to see in that top right corner, I. Introduce. The key thing to remember about this is I means I do. I am introducing. I am showing the student what to do. I am introducing a new word. And the key thing to remember here is to have them repeat this word multiple times, at least twice. I would do it 3 times. And then you are going to demonstrate the sentence. You are going to need to have the student to circle the ball on the screen. So a prop for this slide would be a ball. Everyone can find a ball. Find a ball for cheap if you don't own a ball in the house. This here is a stress ball. You're gonna need it. I also have my dog's toy ball, tennis balls, whatever you have. This one makes fun sounds and it can be fun. But this is my dog's toy. That's what I'm using for a ball. That's the only prop I would have for this slide. I don't think you need any other bells and whistles. If you have a Barbie doll or a female doll to indicate she plays with the ball, that might be helpful. Otherwise, just use that ball, and also always use your mouse or your finger, however if you have a touch screen on your computer, to underline on the slide and indicate that this is the word we are talking about. Every slide, you need to be using your underline tool and underlining and circling and bringing emphasis back to the written word so that you are associating the sound and the word ball with the actual written word ball. All right, here is how I would teach the lesson. Underline the word ball as you're going. Underline. Ball. 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 Good job. Underline, she plays with a ball. She plays with a ball. Here, if they make a mistake as they're saying that sentence, make sure you correct, listen for pronunciation errors or incomplete sentences, make that correction, and then the next step is to get the student to circle the ball. Circle ball. Circle the ball. Lots of indications. Use your mouse, use your finger. Great job. Don't forget to use your reward. Jan, you earn a star. Good job, Jan. Move on to the next slide. Okay, for this next slide, we are doing P, practice, which means we do this together. Side note, I managed to find my Polly dolls from when I was a kid in the garage. Okay, for this slide, if you have a girl Barbie, male Barbie doll, something where you can indicate he and she, I would use those. If not, just keep using the ball and circling the images on the screen. So here's how I would teach this slide. Circle the image on the screen of the boy holding the ball. Jan, what does he play with? Underline the sentence, he plays with a ball. Try to get them to say the sentence. Help them if they mess up. Then circle the image of the girl holding the ball. Jan, what does she play with? Underline the sentence, she plays with a blank. You're trying to get the student to answer that on their own. Help them out if they make mistakes, but you just need to get them to say ball in these 2 sentences and then move on to the next slide. For this next slide, the letter A is in the top right-hand corner, which means apply. And this is where you do, the student. You're trying to get the student to do this on their own. This is where they are applying what they've learned. It is a drag and drop slide, so it's an interactive slide. So you want to make sure that the student drags and drops the corresponding ball, kite, ball into the correct spots. So how I would teach this, I would underline the sentence, what does he play with? And circle the first boy. Jan, what does he play with? Listen for that complete sentence. Make sure they don't just say one word. He plays with a ball. Good job. Drag and drop the ball. Drag and drop. Good job. Then circle the next image. Jan, what does he play with? Use TPR if you don't have props. Always be using TPR as you're using props throughout. They say he plays with a kite. Get them to drag and drop. Do the next one. Circle the next boy. Jan, what does he play with? Listen for the complete sentence. Hopefully they've got it by now and they're dragging and dropping. Once they've dragged and dropped all of the images and they've said the complete sentence that he plays with a ball, he plays with a kite, you're done. Congratulate. And I would do a reward here if you haven't already. If you've just done one, make sure you continue to use that reward. Jan, great job. You earn a star. Great job. I will say with my reward, I would recommend holding it up closer to the screen as you're doing it. That helps just so they can see it really well. They can see the car moving. I'm being quick about it back here, but I would just hold it up to the screen as much as close as possible. For this slide, we are introducing, again, that I in the upper right corner, introduce. You want them to repeat this word multiple times and then say the sentences. Here's how I would teach. Circle the word throw on the screen. Throw. Throw. Good. Throw. Great job. Then I would underline, she throws. She throws. Good. Underline the next sentence. They throw. I would have this chart written on a piece of paper or a whiteboard ready to go to just quickly show why one ends with S and the other doesn't. I would not explain at this level. I would just hold this up and show why we do that. She throws. Good. They throw. Great job. Next slide. You want them to practice what they just learned. Underline the sentence. He throws. He throws. Have them repeat the sentence. Then you want them to circle the correct photo. Circle. He throws. Circle. Which one? If they circle the wrong one, say, so close. He throws. Which one? You ultimately are just wanting them to say the sentence, he throws, and circle the correct photo. Once they have that completed, move on to the next slide. For this next slide, the student needs to apply what they learned on their own. Let's try to get them to do it by themselves and help if needed. This is also an interactive slide where they need to drag and drop the correct word. Circle the girl throwing the ball and underline the sentence, she blank. She, drag and drop. Which one? Underline throw and throws if they're still not getting it. You could demonstrate the first one and then have them do the rest. If they drag and drop incorrect words, I would hold up your chart and say, so close. She. Which one? Have them do it. Do this for each photo. Circle the photo, underline the sentence, and use TPR and whatever tools you have. Which one? Drag and drop. Then circle the next one. He. Which one? Drag and drop. Great job, Jan. You earned a star. Woohoo! Great job. Okay, for this next slide, we are doing phonics. We are introducing the sound ip with the different initial letter sounds. So for this, you can do this multiple ways. I recommend a magnet board with letters. You can also write this on a piece of paper. You can write it on a whiteboard. You can print out letters. You can do different things depending on the cost or whatever items you have in front of you. But ultimately, you introduce the ip sound and then you introduce each individual letter sound, blend them together, and then key thing here, it says to have the student circle the word. So you want them to have the action of circling the word. Here's how I would teach it. I would underline ip on the screen or circle it on the screen. Use that underline tool. Ip. Good. Ip. Great. Then I'd pull up the Z. Z. Good. Zip. Zip. Good. Circle, zip. Have them circle on the screen. Then do each individual letter. Reward the student, basically reward yourself because you're almost done. Great job, Jan. You earned another star. Great job. Whew, last slide, you're almost done. So key thing here is extension, E for extend. We want to make sure that they can use the sentence, I throw a ball. That is the ultimate goal. And then if you have time, add some more things that they've learned, that they're playing with a ball, all of those things that they've gone over in this lesson. Jan, what does she, circle on your screen, the girl throwing the ball, she do with a ball? Good. She throws a ball. Great job. Jan, what do you do with a ball? Great. I throw a ball. Great job! If you have time to continue extending, talk about colors on the screen. I would circle one of the colors on the screen, maybe her skirt, maybe the ball. Circle the color. Jan, what color is this? This is orange. Great job! Awesome job! Be positive, be excited, give them a reward if you have time, and then move on to the next slide. Hallelujah! You made it to the last slide. Say your goodbyes. Use this as a chance to use lots of TPR, be positive, but just get what kind of goodbye you can get in at this time. You might have run out of time and you just made it to this slide and you say goodbye, or you have time to do a few more things, but ultimately just be positive, use TPR, and say goodbye. Jan, you did a good job. Awesome job. High five. High five. Great job. Jan, I hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye. Great job. And you're done. So ultimately make sure you are timing yourself. Maybe you have a timer going on your phone while you're doing this lesson. Practice, practice, practice. Go over all of the slides. And I hope this was really helpful for you. If it was and you haven't already used a referral teacher, my code is right here. See the bottom for more information on how you can add it at this point in the process. And if you're looking for more videos, please subscribe to my channel on more tips and tricks of the trade. And I hope to see you soon. Good luck on your mock interview.